What's up guys, Sax here. I just saw that I had a video on YouTube that hit 100,000 views, and that video was what exotic weapons to buy from the Exotic Kiosk in the tower. So I like to look at my analytics, I like to look at the comment section, I like to talk to people in my Discord to find out what videos I should make. And I took this as a sign that maybe, just maybe, I should go through and tell you guys what exotics I would be looking for if I was starting to play in the Edge of Fate. So let's start from the top. We're gonna go from the Red War era exotics. Here you can see this is my alt account. So I have a lot of these that I do not own currently. There are two, maybe three that stand out very vividly here for me. So the first one is going to be Sleeper Simulant. Here you can see you can get this for 1 exotic cipher and 125,000 glimmer. Now, exotic ciphers are a little hard to come by. If you need them, you can go visit Zur every weekend when he's available. So 1 cipher, 125,000 glimmer for Sleeper Simulant. This is just an OG awesome weapon. Next that I would point out for this season is Polaris Lance. Polaris Lance is juiced up because of a lot of the artifact perks here. We have rapid precision rifling that gives scout rifles increased reload and reduced incoming flinch. With that, a lot of solar synergies here between stasis and strand and solar. Radiant shrapnel if you can get to the end of the artifact. So just some things to think about. Also, anti-barrier scout and pulse being on there this season makes it a very strong contender. The last one that I'd say is pretty niche, but one that can make you go invis at any moment's notice here, which would be the Rat King. So if you use this, get a kill with it, reload, that will make you go invis. You can do that at any time on any class. There's a lot of people that are using Outbreak Perfected right now for DPS. And so I've been looking for some strategies to use Rat King in the new raid in some particular areas that it could be beneficial to be able to go invis. And then when you swap to a damage loadout, since you have a kinetic exotic primary in Rat King, when you swap to Outbreak, you don't lose any kind of ammo or anything of that sort. So let's go to the Forsaken exotics here. Take a look. La Monarch, you can already see I purchased this last season. La Monarch was juiced up. This one is a fantastic bow that has intrinsic overload properties. This is great. Get the catalyst if you can. You can see I'm still working on it on this one, which gives it unrelenting and can give you healing on kills. Next here, Izanagi's Burden has kind of lost its luster. So I wouldn't go after this first off here. It's a strong kinetic slot DPS option. However, I think we just have a lot better, especially with New Land Beyond being in the game. But if Bungie ever gives this some love and attention, bringing it back to relevancy, this could be awesome. One that you should not sleep on this season is Bad Juju. Bad Juju is an incredible weapon for regenning your super energy. And the fact that we can up our super regeneration through the super stat makes this one a very good option if you're looking for something fun to play with. Also, it's just an awesome weapon. Take a look at it. Got the skull, got the smoke coming off of it. String of Curses, refills the magazine and increases the damage of the weapon here. Even got some sick ornaments for it. So keep Bad Juju in mind if you're looking for a cool weapon to play around with. Anarchy and Teraba are both great. Teraba does some crazy things this season with the super regen and bolt charge on Titan with Peacekeepers. So keep Teraba in mind. Anarchy, obviously, it's a fantastic weapon. However, you do need 240 spoils to pick this one up. You can see I'm a couple shy on this account. So we'll go into the Shadowkeep exotics here. Leviathan's Breath, very strong contender. Leviathan's Breath used to be a joke back in the day. Now is a huge contender for holding a spot in your loadout. Just having the ability as a heavy bow. So this is kind of the inspiration for the new crossbow that they've added to the raid. It's strong against unstoppable champions, and then having the ability to stagger large enemies on hits with that. It's just a very heavy hitting, awesome exotic. Bastion is a fantastic weapon, especially for both, I would say both hunters and titans. It gives you basically intrinsic trench barrel and gives you unstoppable on command. So a lot of weapons you have to aim down sight first for unstoppable to proc. This one you do not. As soon as the first pellets hit, they are unstoppable. They will immediately stop champions. Devil's Ruin has gotten a glow up this season. All sorts of changes that have occurred. Bungie released all sorts of functionality changes. It is also strong against unstoppable champions, and that high power laser can absolutely shred anything in front of it. And then Witherhoard is an OG. It's the first area denial frame before we even knew what that was back in the day. However, without the catalyst, Witherhoard for me is a little bit of a tough sell just because the catalyst gives it auto-loading holster. So let's go into Beyond Light. Here you can see this account started playing here. The only one that I would really say, a couple stand out here for me. Just real quick, Tiku's Divination. Bow's got kind of a glow up if used with Hierarchy of Needs. Something to think about here. It's a fun bow to utilize. Cryosthesia, just because sidearms are having a really good season here. If you wanted to freeze anything on command, give this a look. And then finally, Agriceptor is one of the best guns in the game. It utilizes your super. It can regen super like crazy, regen abilities, and just freeze everything on the playing field. So just having the ability here. So I have this. I should pull this out on this account more often and get that catalyst wrapped up. Next, let's go into the Witch Queen era here. So we're getting to the place where we only have mostly seasonal exotics here. Really, not a ton in this area. Grand Overture is a strong DPS option, but it kind of comes in and out of relevancy based on whatever new content we're getting, things of that sort. So Grand Overture is a maybe for me. And then Delicate Tomb is also a maybe. So it's very, very strong on Arc Warlock with Geomag stabilizers, generating ionic traces, getting back your super and abilities very fast. Last season, episode Heresy, we had a lot of Arc dealing things on the artifact, which made this very strong, but this is one that I would probably pass on right now. Lightfall. In the Lightfall season era, we had Quicksilver Storm, which is pretty strong. You know, we are in a Strand meta season, so good option here. Wicked Implement got quite the glow up, was increased to a rapid fire frame, and given some other abilities like being strong against overload champions intrinsically. So something to think about. It's a very cool looking gun. It's very wicked, kind of came from a secret mission as well from Season of the Deep. And then Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath is an awesome rocket brought back from Destiny 1 or reimagined from Destiny 1 here, and it fires some incredibly cool scorching rockets that tear up the battlefield. The final shape, Red Death, is fantastic for survivability. I actually like using it in mid to higher end content, such as like legendary campaigns, things of that sort. Alethanim is pretty niche, and you know, it is a primary micro missile rocket, so you can use it for rocket jumping, things of that sort. But I would probably just pass on all of these from the final shape here. And then finally, looking here, New Land Beyond. If this is something you can get, you should absolutely grab New Land Beyond. If you have the Edge of Fate, you should own New Land Beyond. So these are some of the options here. I have a full breakdown video, and they're going to be very similar, of the top 50 exotics from the Light and Dark saga. So the only thing that this would not include, this other video would not include, is New Land Beyond. I have broken down and went through the top 50 exotics, where you would get them, how you would get them, and what would be required of your account to have them, as in what DLCs you would need. So guys, I will link that right now, but this is my breakdown. This is what I would do if I was coming in brand new to the Edge of Fate and I was like, man, the world's my oyster. What do I want to buy from the Exotic Kiosk? Take this into consideration the next time you come into the tower and you want something fun and new to play with. Until next time, y'all, be blessed.